Once upon a time, in a serene Igbo village nestled amidst green hills and flowing rivers, lived two inseparable friends from childhood, Obinna and Chibuike. They were known throughout the village for their deep bond and shared passion for farming. Together, they cultivated the fertile land, tended to their livestock, and spent endless days under the sun, their friendship growing stronger with each passing season. Their companionship was celebrated by all, especially by the wealthy village chief, Chief Okoro, who often welcomed them into his home whenever they brought fresh produce from their fields. On one such occasion, Obinna and Chibuike were treated to a feast prepared by the chief's daughter, Adaobi. As they savored the meal and drank palm wine, Adaobi couldn't help but notice Chibuike's gentle demeanor and hard-working hands. "You're quite skilled," she remarked with a smile, and Chibuike, humbled by her praise, returned the smile warmly. In that moment, a subtle connection sparked between them, silently acknowledged, yet unspoken. Months passed, and Chibuike, drawn to Adaobi's grace and intelligence, eventually married her. Their union flourished, soon blessed with twin boys who brought immense joy to their household. Meanwhile, Obinna married Bisola, a village woman known for her craftsmanship in pottery. Their love was deep and enduring, yet they faced a significant challenge. Years went by without the blessing of children. Desperate for a solution, Obinna turned to his lifelong friend, Chibuike, who, out of deep concern, offered to take him and Bisola to a renowned fertility herbalist in the village. However, the costs of treatments and tests proved to be beyond Obinna's modest means. Touched by compassion, Chibuike selflessly paid for everything. After extensive tests revealed Obinna's infertility due to a medical condition, his mother, Neka, began to voice her frustrations and lay blame on Bisola for their childless state. Despite the emotional pain, Bisola chose to remain stoic, shielding Obinna from any further embarrassment or heartache. As time passed, tensions began to rise within Obinna and Bisola's household. Neka, Obinna's mother, grew increasingly critical of Bisola, often suggesting that Obinna should seek another wife who could bear him children. In a heated confrontation, Obinna fiercely defended Bisola, demanding that his mother respect their home and cease her hurtful accusations. Hurt and angered, Neka retaliated, accusing Bisola of bringing bad luck and misfortune upon her son. Years continued to pass without any sign of children. One fateful day, as Bisola returned from the market, she was met with harsh words and ridicule from a villager who mocked her for being barren. This encounter plunged Bisola into deep anguish and sorrow. That night, Obinna approached Bisola with a shocking proposal. He suggested that they should have an affair to conceive a child. Horrified by the suggestion, Bisola adamantly refused, insisting that their fate would change in due time. Obinna's bitterness and frustration towards their childless situation began to consume him. He distanced himself from Bisola, often withdrawing into silence and neglecting meals at home. Eventually, worn down by his emotional distance, Bisola reluctantly agreed to his proposal, under the condition that their actions remain secret and that any future child be protected and cared for with love. With a heavy heart, Bisola sought solace in confiding with Chibuike, who initially rejected Obinna's desperate plea, but later succumbed to the weight of his friend's despair. In a moment of weakness and vulnerability, they crossed a line that would forever alter the course of their lives. Months passed after Bisola and Chibuike crossed a line they never thought they would. Bisola soon found out she was pregnant, and the village buzzed with gossip. The birth of their son, Olu, brought joy and hope to their household, but it also exposed Obinna's darkest traits. Obinna's resentment and jealousy towards Olu grew. He became increasingly harsh and abusive towards the boy, punishing him for minor mistakes and displaying his anger without restraint, oblivious to Bisola's pleas for mercy. As Olu grew older, Obinna's cruelty intensified. He would scold Olu for playing without shoes or for eating too slowly, leaving visible scars of his father's rage on the boy's heart. One night, Olu, bewildered by his treatment, finally gathered the courage to ask Bisola if Obinna was truly his father. Terrified by the question, Bisola reassured Olu, masking her own turmoil and protecting him from the painful truth. As Olu matured into a young man, his dreams of starting a business were met with Obinna's refusal to provide any financial support. Desperate to pursue his aspirations, Olu turned to Chibuike's wife, who secretly provided him with the necessary funds. Obinna's discovery of Olu's newfound independence triggered a violent outburst. He destroyed the money, leaving Olu devastated. Heartbroken, Olu made a solemn vow to leave home, finding solace only in his mother's tearful embrace and unwavering support. Fearing for Olu's safety, Bisola sought refuge with Chibuike's wife, who encouraged Olu to stay with her brother in a neighboring village. Reluctantly, Olu agreed, bidding farewell to his mother with a heavy heart and a promise to return. In a fit of rage, Obinna accused Bisola of aiding Olu's departure, subjecting her to harsh beatings in search of answers. Desperate and broken, Bisola endured Obinna's wrath alone, determined to shield their son from his father's fury. Meanwhile, Chibuike's patience wore thin. He visited Obinna and Bisola, hoping to intervene. But faced with Obinna's hostility, he could only offer temporary shelter to Bisola and a stern warning to Obinna. Driven by desperation, Obinna confronted Chibuike, demanding the return of his son. In a shocking revelation, Obinna accused Chibuike of betraying him by impregnating Bisola. Stunned and guilt-stricken, Chibuike's world crumbled as his wife demanded answers. In the aftermath, Obinna spiraled into alcoholism, abandoned by Bisola and haunted by his infertility. Chibuike, burdened by guilt and shattered trust, faced the consequences of his actions, learning that trust, love, and forgiveness are not easily regained. As the village buzzed with the shocking news, Adaobi felt torn between her love for Chibuike and his betrayal. She spent days thinking about their life together and the pain she now felt. One evening, she decided to talk to Chibuike. His eyes were filled with regret. "Adaobi," Chibuike said, his voice shaking, "I know I hurt you and our family. I can't undo what I've done, but I love you deeply." Adaobi listened, her heart heavy. She thought about their twins and the life they had built. "Chibuike," she said, "trust is fragile. It can be mended, but the cracks will always show. I don't know if I can forget, but holding on to pain will harm us all." "What are you saying?" Chibuike asked, hope in his eyes. "I'm willing to try to forgive you for the sake of our family," Adaobi replied. "But you must earn back my trust, step by step." Chibuike nodded, tears in his eyes. "I promise I'll do everything to make things right." The road ahead would be hard, but with patience and effort, they could rebuild their lives. And so, Adaobi and Chibuike began their journey of forgiveness. As the village buzzed with the news of Obinna's actions, Bisola felt both pain and relief. She had endured his cruelty for years, hoping he would change, but now she knew the truth and couldn't bear their troubled past any longer. In the end, Bisola decided not to forgive Obinna. This was a powerful choice to protect herself and her son. She knew the journey ahead would be about healing and rebuilding their lives, showing that sometimes the bravest thing is to walk away and start fresh. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more engaging stories like this one. See you in the next video.